and maybe stay home or hidden wherever he's at. But I think Trump should be prepared to go where Biden is and have the debate there, and they can both be tested and keep their social distance, and the reporters can, or the questionnaires can be zoomed in.
So, just so you think I'm right that Biden will try to skip out on the debate?
Oh, absolutely. I've kind of thought that all along as well. But
so then you think that Trump ought to just not let him get away with it. Trump needs to go wherever Biden is.
The distance to the pin is 283
and try to get
yards.
As close as he can with cameras following him around so that the debate can happen. So Trump can show that he wants this debate to happen. He's not running away from it himself.
Yes, absolutely. And he can also make sure that Biden's not using teleprompter answers.
Well, wait a minute. If Biden doesn't show up for the debate, how would there be teleprompter answers?
Well, I'm saying if Biden is in his basement and he thinks that well, I guess it would be a moot point, but if Trump is where Biden is for the debate,
that's not going to look. Okay, let's say Biden's in his basement. They're not going to let Trump in there.
You don't think so?
No. Biden would run to the bathroom if Trump shows up at his house.
Well, I thought maybe if Trump was tested.
If Biden is trying to skip out on the debate, why would he say, "Oh, President Trump, you came to my house. Fine, let's have a debate in my basement"? How? I don't understand Biden doesn't. Logic? Just because Trump shows up, Biden would agree to do the debate?
Well, then what excuse would Biden have to get out of the debate if Trump is demanding to have the debate?
The distance to the pin is 92.6 yards.
He has to quarantine because somebody close to the campaign has tested positive, and Plugs, in order to be safe, has to quarantine. He's in he's right in the middle of the most vulnerable demographic group for COVID-19. He's elderly. He's got some pre-existing conditions. And if somebody close to the campaign has tested positive and has COVID-19 and he came in contact with them, he's got to quarantine. Nobody's going to get closer. He's not just going to say, screw it, I'm not doing the debate. They've got to have a reason. I offered that as the reason. There's no way. But anyway.
I'm Ed Rodriguez in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center and on the Beltway's inner loop. We've got traffic slow through Greenbelt. The right lane's blocked off at Good Luck Road for road work, and that
the distance
back up
to the pin is
the
30
Baltimore
feet.
Washington Parkway. Off to Fairfax, westbound I-66 has a work zone right before Route 50, also in the right lane. That backup starts at Nutley Street. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL ABC7 Storm Watch forecast.
We'll have cloudy skies today with a high of 77. More clouds overnight, but no rain, low 61.
So here's the idea. Set up your Amazon Echo to hear Larry O'Connor weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. For one-time setup, say, Alexa, enable WMAL skill. Then to listen, just say, Alexa, open WMAL.
Bit of a small victory there.
Details at WMAL.com.
I was bleeding out after being hit with an IED in Iraq. The medics put out a call to a bunch of sailors and Marines who didn't know me to give blood, and they saved my life. They didn't ask if I was black, white, male, female. It didn't matter. It only mattered that I was an American. I'm Daniel Gade. Because of them, I've been able to teach at West Point, compete in triathlons, serve 2 presidents, and be a father to my 3 kids. Now I'm running for the United States Senate because I'm not done serving my country or paying back
the distance to the pin is
those
27
men and women
feet.
made for me. As your senator, I'll fight for Virginia every day. That starts with restoring law and order, affordable health care, getting Virginia past COVID and back to work, and making the right decision, even when it's the harder one. I'm Daniel Gade, candidate for the United States Senate, and I approve this message. If it weren't for those sailors and Marines back in Iraq, I wouldn't be here. That's the America I know, and it's worth fighting for. Paid for by Gade for Virginia.
Let's review our investment choices. If liquidity is important, then there are really only 3 options. Keep your money in cash, risk it in the stock market, or invest in the Raft strategy. Chris Plant here, and thousands have chosen the Raft strategy because it's liquid, it's safe, and it's tax-free. With annual gains locked in, last year's annual return was 16.5%. Wow. RAFT stands for a retirement approach free of tax. It's also the best-kept secret the IRS doesn't want you to know about. Tax-free guru and financial radio host David Aarons wants to provide you with a free booklet detailing how the RAFT strategy can best work for you at any age or budget. Protect yourself from future federal and state tax rate increases while protecting your investment from stock market volatility with RAFT. Learn more now. Call or text 888-411-4130. That's 888-411-4130. Again, 888-411-4130.
Are you ready for what's
the
next?
Distance to the pin
it's
is
likely
381
More food
yards.
shortages, power outages, grocery stores closed, social unrest. Ask yourself, do you have enough food and supplies on hand to last at least 30 days? Most Americans do not, but you can. Avoid the panic of the last-minute rush. Order your 4-week supply of emergency food today from MyPatriotSupply.com. Starvation or dependency on the government are your only alternatives. Avoid those and the pain of being unprepared. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com right now. Build your emergency food supply with meals that last up to 25 years in storage, shipped discreetly to your door. Folks that know what's coming are using today to prepare. There's time for you to do the same. That's MyPatriotSupply.com, the original Patriot Preparedness Company. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Chris Plant, weekdays 9 to noon on Washington's Mall, WMAL, where Washington comes to talk.
Welcome back. Rush Limbaugh, your guiding light through times of trouble, confusion, murkiness, tumult, lies, misunderstandings, inconceivable ones. And yes, even the good times. All right, trying again here. Ty in Atlanta.
Feet.
You're next on the EIB network. Hello.
Mr. Rush, I appreciate you taking my call.
Yes, sir. Great to have you here with us.
Hey, Rush, I listen to you every day. Very, very informative and most times entertaining. But what really got me today was when you stated that the Breonna Taylor killing was just a mistake. I don't see
the distance
how
to the pin is 47
that can be voiced without any lack of compassion, concern, or anything for the young lady that lost her life.
Well, it was an accident, not a mistake. It was an accident. These cops show up, and the first thing that happens is they get fired on, and so they returned fire, and she ends up being hit in the return fire.
Agreed. Now, me being a Second Amendment advocate, just like I'm sure you are, and a father of 2 daughters and a husband, if someone were to come into my home at 3 o'clock in the morning, the first thing I'm going to do is shoot to try to protect my family. Now, here's where the problem lies.
The distance to the pin is
the warrant that they
419.3 yards.
issued was a warrant that was passed.
Wait a minute.
2 months. Yeah.
If it's the cops that show up, the first thing you're going to do is shoot?
Well, at 3 o'clock in the morning, when you're half asleep, how would you know they're the cops? And someone's in your home. In your home, well, like a typical person, I'm sure your home is dark.
Well, I don't know, but I can't imagine. First thing I do is fire before anything else has happened. Somebody shows, "Hi, we're from the police. We got a warrant here." Blah blah blah.
Oh no, you can't fire. 161.8 yards.
Then the cops fire back. I mean, I don't know that's the first thing I would do is fire on whoever's on the other side of the door.
Well, Mr. Rush, not on the other side of the door, in the door. But here's the thing. The reason why police execute those type of warrants at that time of day is to catch you off guard. They're not announcing like, hey, come talk to us, we're the police. No. They're coming in, guns drawn, and the first thing that you do while you're wiping your eyes is see someone in all black in a black house with guns pointed at you. And you and your wife, your missus, your children. That's really scary. Now, the problem is that warrant,
is 59 feet.
The person they issued that warrant for, they already had in custody. So, worst case scenario, that is incompetence.
The police. Here's the problem here. The police knocked. They announced themselves. They are then fired on. Everything that happened makes
the distance to the pin is 27 feet.
Whether you've got a no-knock warrant, or you're going to argue about that. I mean, it may have been a no-knock warrant, but they didn't have a chance. They show up and announce themselves, and even if they had the no-knock warrant, they didn't break through the door. They announced themselves. They got shot. They were fired upon after that happened. And I don't know that the first thing would happen if under any circumstances, if my first action would be to fire through the door at somebody who claimed they were the cops. In my case, I would have ways of knowing who's on the other side of the door. I don't know about this particular place. That's why, trying to put other people in these circumstances is a tough thing. But I think the truth of this, Ty, is that the American people have been lied to through their teeth about this story, like they were lied to about Michael Brown in Ferguson, lied to about Freddie Gray in Baltimore, lied to about Tavon Martin. It is like they've been lied to about Donald Trump supposedly saying that the neo-Nazi skinheads in Charlottesville were good people.
The distance to the pin is 6 feet and 7 inches.
So much garbage has been thrown at the American people that they end up believing it. Here, I'll give you another example. Brian, that picture I sent you for the Ditto Cam. Folks, this is going to be a fabulous example. And if you're watching on the Ditto Cam, and you'll see it, if you're not a member, you're not watching the program on the Ditto Cam, we'll put this on the website at rushlimbaugh.com. You throw that photo up there. This is an ad. This is an ad that the Democrats are running. This ad, I know it's being run in North Carolina. I don't know where else it's being run. Let me read this to you for those who don't have the Ditto Cam. It's a World War I military picture with a bunch of troops standing behind a leader who is saluting. June 1918, 1,800 American servicemen gave their lives for the free world. So fierce were the American Marines that their German foes called them devil dogs. November 2018, Donald Trump, mocked their graves and called them losers and suckers. His words, our heroes, your choice. Now, all of this, Donald Trump did not.
The distance to the pin is 87 feet.
Say that people buried in American military cemeteries are losers and suckers. This is a story that ran in a discredited magazine called The Atlantic, and the guy that wrote the story has yet to produce the sources. There are 4 of them. They remain anonymous. They will not come forth and confirm. The writer of the story, who's also the editor of The Atlantic, has acknowledged that they could be wrong.
The distance to the pin
there
is
is
41
no
feet.
truth to this. No truth to this whatsoever. It's more than hearsay. It's lies. There's no proof that Trump said it. There are no recordings of him saying it. There were 19 people that were with Trump when this was supposedly said, including John Bolton, and no one can remember Trump saying it. This is, and you know whose ad this is? This is the Lincoln Project. You know who that is? Republican Never-Trumpers. This is the Bill Kristol gang. Republican Never-Trumpers are running an ad. This is not a Democrat National Committee ad. It's not a Democrat Party ad. This ad is being run, paid for by the Lincoln Project, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Let me read this to you. So I botched it the first time. June 1918, 1,800 American servicemen gave their lives for the free world.
465.6
so fierce were the American Marines that their German opponents called them devil dogs. November 2018, Donald Trump mocked their graves and called them losers and suckers. His words, our heroes, your choice. This is Kellyanne Conway's husband works for this outfit, although I think he's taken a leave, but the Lincoln Project. Now, how many people are going to see this and believe it? How many people are going to see this and even bother to fact check it? They're not. They're going to see this and they think it's true. They're not going to know the history of the Atlantic magazine. They're not going to know that it's a biased publication. They're not even going to hear about it. The Atlantic and the source of this story is not even mentioned in this ad. So this is just as bad as the lies that the media told about Michael Brown in Ferguson. It's as bad about the lies they told about the Breonna Taylor story. It is as bad as the lies they told about Freddie Gray in Baltimore, Tavon Martin, and who the hell knows how many others. Pure hearsay. No proof, no confirmation, no recordings, nothing. It's just a bunch of fired employees. These never-Trumpers who have no access and no influence anymore, with an axe to grind, and their noses are out of joint because they have been exposed as irrelevant to conservatism. But how many people are going to see this drivel and believe it? Well, how many people still think that Donald Trump said that there are lots of good people among the neo-Nazi skinheads in Charlottesville? So many people still believe that it's rendered some of them psychologically insane. It is the epitome of irresponsible. So no, I'm not going to sit here and acknowledge that what happened with Breonna Taylor, it's been a pack of lies. They're reporting on the story like the drive-bys are famous for. You take this ad and then transfer it to something else, like the upcoming hearings on Trump's Supreme Court nominee. We're going to get nothing but a pack of lies. We're going to get some of the most outrageous allegations about whoever this woman nominee is. You see, Justice Thomas, Justice Kavanaugh,
the distance to the pin
Robert
is 366.6 yards.
Tainted by the false, lying, stinking allegations the Democrats leveled at them. Clarence Thomas is always going to be thought of as, did he really do it? Did he really put the pubic hair in a Coke can, sexually harass Anita Hill? Kavanaugh, did he really run a rape train in high school? Meanwhile, Elena Kagan, Sonia Sotomayor, 2 Democrat justices in the Supreme Court, are never going to be tainted because they were never put through this kind of ringer. And I, for one, I am sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of the left being allowed to define conservatives this way, forever tainting conservatives, forever ruining their reputations, lying through their stinking teeth about us and other conservatives. Now we got to sit here and watch them do it again to whoever the next nominee is.
The distance
because
to the
we
pin
want
is
to
13
give the
feet and 9
Democrats a
inches.
chance to challenge them. We want a meaningful hearing. Even though we know full well what's going to happen. We're going to take whoever the nominee is, we're going to take her aside. We're going to say, sorry, but you got to take one for the team here. You got to go up there and you got to ignore what they're saying. You got to let them head at you. This is what it's going to take to get you confirmed to the court. And it isn't. It isn't necessary. We've got the votes. Mr. Limbo, we might lose the votes if we don't do the hearings. No, we've got the votes. It's just really... So it was originally going to be 3 days of hearings. Now I'm hearing it might be
357.3 yards.
I'd allow these Democrats, you get one question, you get 5 minutes or whatever it is. No grandstanding. We get 22 Democrats here, 22 members of the committee, questions, whatever. But I'm just, I saw what they did to Clarence Thomas. I saw what Ted Kennedy did to Robert Bork, and it never left these people. And they didn't do any of it.
Ready.
Their only crime was that they were not commie bastard liberals.
Ready.
And so they had to be destroyed with nothing but abject character assassination that was rooted in lie after lie after lie. And there was never an apology. Not that that would have mattered, but there never was.
The distance to the pin is
and
90 yards.
Now we're gearing up. We saw what happened to Kavanaugh. Was he told, hey, Brett, look, it's going to be vicious up there. This is what you got to do, man, if you want the gig. We'll try to protect you as best we can, but this is what's going to happen.
Ready.
At any rate, I can take a break. I'm a little long.
Ready.
Sit tight. We will be back.
He didn't start it, but he'll be happy to finish it. Rush on the EIB network.
Washington's Mall, WMAL, where Washington comes to talk.
Unsecure Wi-Fi connections, no good. Your online information's exposed in any number of ways. And in many free Wi-Fi environments, cyber criminals can steal your info. Same thing can be true with password-protected home Wi-Fi, too. Cyber criminals can use malware to hack into your unprotected devices.
Ready.
Or turn your PC webcam on without you even knowing it. Now, Norton 360 can help you protect your connections and get the online privacy and security you need. Norton 360 has a VPN, virtual private network, bank-grade encryption, real-time device security, PC SafeCam to block webcam takeovers, multiple layers of protection, all to keep prying eyes out.
Yards.
No one can prevent all cybercrime, but you can get protection for your connections at norton.com/rush and get Norton 360 for up to 50% off your first year. Got it? Norton.com/rush to save up to 50%.
If pain is keeping you from sleeping through the night or taking nice long walks, or if simply walking up and down the stairs is painful, then you need to know about 100% drug-free Relief Factor. Sebastian Gorka here again, and the years of low back pain I experienced before discovering Relief Factor were not fun. But hey, I'm not the only one out of pain.
I was in pain for many years. My back, shoulders, my neck. I heard about Relief Factor. I ordered the 3-week quick start, and I am so glad that I did, because now I am pain-free.
The
father and son owners of Relief Factor, Pete and Seth Talbot, created the 3-week quick start for one simple reason. Getting older, exercise, and everyday living can be painful, and $19.95 is obviously a bargain. About $1 a day. Pete and Seth are literally on a mission to get you out of pain too, and I'm joining them. Go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com, or call 800-500-8384. That's 800-500-8384.
Don't be the last to pay 6% real estate commissions. TheHybridAgent.com.
Have you noticed some things about your home that need a big upgrade? Hey, it's Larry O'Connor, and I want to tell you about David Foster and his team at Foster Remodeling Solutions. For over 37 years, Foster Remodeling Solutions, award-winning design and build experts, have been providing home renovation projects that truly amaze. And most importantly, they fit your current and future lifestyle. Whether it's a new gourmet kitchen or a luxurious bathroom, adding on an in-law suite, or an entire redesign of your home to age in place, Foster Remodeling Solutions makes it perfect. Connect with the company I recommend, Foster Remodeling Solutions. They'll safely meet in person, over the phone, or with a video chat to start your renovation project. The number is 703-745-1110. That's 703-745-1110, or online at fosterremodeling.com. Foster Remodeling Solutions. Their process makes it perfect.
Washington's Mall, 105.9 FM, WMAL.
By the way, that piece I put up on the Ditto Cam is a direct mail piece. It's not an ad. I got confused with the lingo, but it's a direct mail piece that is being mass mailed in North Carolina right now, probably some other places too. Here's Robert in Orlando, Florida. You're next to the EIB network. Hi.
Hey, Rush. It's nice to talk to you, and we all love you out here.
The distance to the pin is 509
yards. I just want to make a comment on when Trump is asked about the peaceful transfer of power. He should point out there's only one administration in my lifetime and possibly history that did not do that, and that is the Obama-Biden administration. When they transferred power, they were spying on his campaign. They were sabotaging his national security advisor.
Exactly.
They were wiretapping. They were falsifying federal documents for warrants. And then Biden recently had a phone call to Ukraine saying, don't worry, after he's in office, we'll have a back channel.
The distance to the pin is 241.2 yards.
Transfer, I don't know what is.
No, that's an excellent point. And Trump does, he makes that point now and then, just not in the context of answering the question the way you've suggested here. But that would have been a good answer. Oh, you want about peaceful transfer of power? How about what happened on me? How about the fact that I won? They still have not accepted those results. I would have rammed it back down this Playboy's throat, which is probably something somebody at Playboy's used to having happen to them. Something rammed down their throat. Here's Mark Meadows. Grab audio soundbite number 26. This was moments ago on the Fox News channel. The question he got was from the host Harris Faulkner. Question: Mitch McConnell tweeted out that an orderly transition of power has been happening since 1972. He was asked about it by reporters, and he said, read my tweet. Perhaps not everybody's happy about how this is unfolding with the president talking about this issue.
When we look at peaceful transfer, the White House is prepared for the peaceful transfer. We really have to look at the American public. It was Hillary Clinton who told Joe Biden not to concede at all, and that's before a single vote was cast. So we just need to make sure we're fair on both sides.
That is very true.
There you go. There you go. Hillary Clinton has told Biden, whatever you do, don't concede. Whatever you do, don't concede. Translation, we are not going to accept the outcome of the election. If you concede, then you're announcing the outcome of the election. Do not do it. We're not going to have a transfer of power. Or, better stated, we are going to have a transfer of power whether we win the election or not. So these people get away with the double standard. They accuse us of things that they end up doing routinely. Anyway, Mark Meadows is right. I got to take a brief break. We'll do that and be right back. Don't go away.
Rush Limbaugh, making radio great again. You're listening to the EIB Network.
My friends, this has been a year like no other, and I, for one, can't believe that fall is already here. This month, my good friends at Mahindra are helping tractor buyers by offering special savings during the fall sales event. Enjoy 0% interest for 72 months on select Mahindra models. That's right, pay no interest for 6 years. Fall is a great time to work your land with a tough Mahindra tractor, so visit whymahindra.com. Build your tractor, and your dealer will give you a custom quote and deliver to your property. Mahindra may be the official tractor of tough.
To the pin is
427.6 For purchases of select models now through September 30th, 2020. Learn more about Mahindra's fall sales event at whymahindra.com.
Take advantage of rock-bottom prices and great financing on new Mahindra subcompact, compact, or utility tractors or Mahindra utility vehicles. To find your dealer and test drive a Mahindra, please visit whymahindra.com.
Mortgage rates are at historic lows, so if you have a mortgage, refinance it and forget it. You'll never have to worry about refinancing again. Network Capital Funding is offering our lowest 30-year fixed rate ever, 2.5% with a 2.52% APR. Incredible! With no origination fees or discount points. Network Capital has built a reputation for saving people time and money with our unique process that's fast, simple, and secure. Our 30-year fixed rate is 2.5% with a 2.52% APR. Incredible! These are historically low rates you may never see again. So refinance it and forget it. It's your last refinance ever. Call the experts at Network Capital Funding right now. Call 800-500-1-HIT. 800-500-1-HIT. As in home run. Call now and save big on your new mortgage or refi. 800-500-1-HIT. 800-500-1448. NMLS ID 11712. Visit NMLSConsumerAccess.org. An equal opportunity lender. Rate subject to change and subject to credit approval. Call 800-500-1448 for information.
Hi, I'm Patrick Fingles, owner of New Look Home Design. You ever pull out your trash bag unaware that the bottom is split? Then boom, you got a floor full of garbage. You think, why's life gotta be so hard? Well, at New Look, we make getting a new roof easy. We offer both virtual and on-site estimates, install most roofs in a single day, and on average, we install one roof every hour. So it's easy to see that we have the experience necessary. And most importantly, we're easy on the wallet. Through September, save 50% on all roofing materials, plus qualify for interest-free financing until 2022. Our price is backed by our price guarantee, where we'll beat any qualified contractor's estimate. Don't you wish everything in life could be as easy as getting a New Look roof? Call 800-279-5300. That's 800-279-5300. NewLookHomeDesign.com. While we can't make everything easy, we can make roofing easy.
Coming up right after Rush, we've got Secretary of State Mike Pompeo for an exclusive interview right here on the Larry O'Connor Show, WMAL.
Well, it was obviously a planned and orchestrated moment. The question yesterday from the Playboy magazine reporter Jonathan Karl of ABC News picked up right where the Playboy reporter left off today, the White House briefing room and the press briefing with Kayleigh McEnany. And we have a couple of sound bites.
The distance to the pin is
from the press briefing to illustrate
143.7 yards.
How it was a coordinated effort from yesterday to today. To get the White House to somehow admit the president expects to lose, and we'll have a peaceful exit if that happens, blah, blah. Hang on.
Today, every business is digital. From SEO to third-party integration, AmericanEagle.com delivers innovative website design, development, and digital solutions, driving business growth for their clients. AmericanEagle.com's work for the American Management Association consisted of building a website and digital program, increasing visibility and member engagement, empowering members to drive their overall mission. AmericanEagle.com was able to create a digital strategy that integrated a broad range of management development and educational services with their existing infrastructure that drives membership and strengthens their availability of resources for their association members. AmericanEagle.com, providing website design and development to third-party integration solutions. When your business needs to think more digital, talk to us. AmericanEagle.com, building your digital mindset. Call AmericanEagle.com at 703-WEBSITE or visit AmericanEagle.com.
WMAL-FM Woodbridge, Washington. Now, more than ever, depend on 105.9 FM WMAL, a Cumulus station. News now.
WMAL News at 2. I'm Maria Leaf. Marylanders, check your mail carefully over the next few days if you applied for an absentee ballot.
The state, we're excited to say, has started to mail out the first batch of ballots.
Prince George's County Executive Angela Alsobrook says if you already applied for one, you'll likely get it today through next Monday. If you're concerned about potential delays with the Postal Service delivering your ballot, there will be 42 drop boxes throughout the county, which
will be secured 24 hours a day. We will have security at each of those boxes.
If you haven't applied for an absentee ballot yet, the state needs to get your application by October 20th. Heather Curtis on WMAL and WMAL.com.
President Trump and Senate Republicans trying to quickly confirm his nominee to replace the late Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Fox's David Spun reporting from outside the Supreme Court that Amy Coney Barrett is considered the front-runner.
She was highly considered back in 2018. The president actually interviewed her personally. Then he ultimately chose who is now Justice Brett Kavanaugh. And as Republicans are pushing for Coney Barrett, there are some Democrats that are hinting that they may not even meet with the nominee when President Trump puts forward that nominee. Republicans, on the other hand, say let's get these hearings done as soon as possible, hinting that October 12th could be a date that a hearing takes place.
The president says he will officially announce his nominee Saturday at 5 following the memorial services for Ginsburg. The Justice Department says since May, their prosecutors have charged charged hundreds of people who are at demonstrations across the country.
More than 300 people are accused of committing federal crimes under the guise of peaceful protest since May. The Justice Department says 80 people have been charged with crimes relating to arson and explosives. 15 have been charged with damaging federal property. 35 have been accused of assaulting a member of law enforcement, and all but one of those accused of assaulting a cop are in Portland, Oregon. The Justice Department lists the damage to courthouses and police precincts as well as vehicles in various cities and businesses damaged in places ranging from Los Angeles, Tampa, Minneapolis, and Milwaukee. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
New this hour, Maryland school superintendent and Governor Larry Hogan have just announced that fall high school sports can return in late October. Teams can begin practicing as soon as October 7th. The Montgomery County School Board considering a motion to allow mental health days as excused absences for students.
School board member Patricia O'Neill says she's had to take mental health days herself during this pandemic.
Because I would be very depressed or stressed.
The motion introduced by Student School Board Representative Nick Asante.
Some students will take mental health days off and count it as a sickness, but I think having it as a policy is sort of a statement piece, and I think would mean a lot to a lot of students.
The board agreed to study the motion further. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
Want to know where your child ranks in his or her Loudoun County High School? You might need to know some Latin.
The county school board's considering doing away with class rankings by number in the next few years in favor of the Latin honor system, where the top 5% of students rank summa cum laude, the top 10% magna cum laude, the top 20% cum laude. Why the change? The current system benefits students who take non-weighted courses and penalizes stronger students. There's also a concern students define their value simply by a number. The change, if it happens, will begin with the class of 2023. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.com.
On Wall Street this hour, the Dow's up 220 points, the S&P 500 up 28, the NASDAQ up 106. WMAL traffic and weather next.
Dennis Miller from the Dennis Miller Option, which is my podcast. I always assume once they gave it that title, they pretty much had to, they had to call me to host it.
But not every cause is the end of the world as we know it, and geez, we're turning our things that we usually went to into the belly of the beast.
I'm talking politics, pop culture, current events, pretty much anything else that pops into my head. It's sort of stream of consciousness. Listen and subscribe to the Dennis Miller Option for free.
On Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your shows. Super Saturday. Save up to 75% off on all furniture at Ashley Home Store. Super Saturday. One day of the year. This Saturday, Ashley Home Store gives you free delivery and we pay your sales tax. Super Saturday is special buys like 2-piece Ashley sofa and love seat groups, only $6.95. And 8-piece Ashley bedroom sets, also $6.95. Don't miss our biggest Super Saturday. One day only. This Saturday at Ashley Home Store in Falls Church, Fairfax, Gaithersburg, Waldorf, Capitol Heights, and Columbia.
42.1
Hey,
yards.
Prime members, save on Animal Welfare Certified 90% lean ground beef at Whole Foods Market for only $4.49 a pound through September 29th, while supplies last. Shop more favorites and find all deals on your Whole Foods Market app.
Real simple, real savings, real results. That's thehybridagent.com.
Text and whatever. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
WMAL traffic and weather. Here's Ed Rodriguez in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
That delay is growing on the inner loop of the Beltway. It now starts in Greenbelt at Kenilworth Avenue and heads to the work zone that blocks the right lane. Right at the Good Luck Road overpass, we're also seeing traffic now slowing southbound on I-95 in Virginia to get around a wreck over on the right shoulder, right at Dale Boulevard, between Dale Boulevard and the truck scales. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL ABC7 Storm Watch forecast.
Clouds will win out over any sunshine for the remainder of the afternoon hours. Temperatures middle to upper 70s. Cloudy skies overnight, mid-50s suburban locations, lower 60s downtown. Mostly cloudy, chance for a few showers, mainly south of D.C. tomorrow afternoon. A few lingering showers tomorrow evening into early Saturday. Dry Saturday afternoon, sunny on Sunday with highs near 80 degrees. I'm ABC7 meteorologist Steve Rudin at the Stormwatch 7 Weather Center.
72 at Reagan National. I'm Maria Leaf on Washington's Mall, WMAL.
Now, Rush Limbaugh.
The distance to the pin is 6 feet and 0 inches. Ready.
Meeting and surpassing all audience expectations every day. Rush Limbaugh, America's real anchor man. You can trust what you hear on this program. We're not interested in lying to you. We have an agenda. It's a pro-America, make America great, keep America great agenda, but we don't have to lie to you about it, and we don't. Telephone number, if you want to be part of the program, 800-282-2882. Look, if you're just joining us, there's
the pin is 440 yards.
A little story that hit today from Axios, which I don't think a whole lot of people are going to be spending a lot of time on it. To me, this story is big. I could be proven wrong. But for the past number of weeks, the Democrats have been pushing, really pushing. I mean, they have been really urging mail-in ballots, absentee, mail-in ballots, early voting. Oh, they've been pushing.
The distance to the pin is
every way to vote
191.6 yards.
Except showing up on election day at your polling place. And they have also been telling their base that don't panic on election night. We fully expect that on election night, as the vote count is reported, that Trump is going to appear to have won in a landslide. But be patient, because the mail-in ballots going to take a while to count them. The absentee ballots going to take a while to count them. And by the time all that happens, Biden is going to end up winning an electoral college landslide. But don't panic,
the pin
Democrats,
is 34 feet.
Election night, it's going to look like Trump has won. So you understand, they've been pushing every way of voting except showing up at your polling place on election day. Now, in the midst of all that comes this story today from Axios. Democrats pivot to promoting in-person voting. Democrats spent the early months of the pandemic urging their base to vote absentee, the theory being that it's not going to be safe to show up. So much disease out there, the pandemic, social distancing and all that, just too risky. You might end up getting COVID-19 if you show up in person. So don't do that. Vote paper, vote mail-in, vote absentee. Now, they're pivoting.
The distance to the pin is 14 feet and 11
China
inches.
flu, not a big deal here. The pandemic, COVID-19. Democrats spent the early months of the pandemic urging their base to vote absentee, but as threats of Postal Service delays, Trump team litigation, meaning trying to throw out a bunch of paper ballots and mail-in ballots, and because of higher ballot rejection rates. They have found, by the way, that these mail-in ballots, a tremendous percentage of them get thrown out because there's many things wrong with them. Incorrect signature, no signature. Incorrect address, no address. And the reason for that is that they are,
the pin is 376.3 yards.
So the Democrats are switching away from, as of today, September 24th, because of higher ballot rejection rates, because Trump's going to sue left and right. Many Democrats are pivoting to now promoting in-person voting. And Axios says why it matters. Well, the Democrats are exponentially more likely to vote by mail than Republicans this year. Why would that be? Because the Democrats have been urging their voters to vote by mail. And because their voters think it is an opportunity to game the system.
The distance to the pin is 151.4 yards.
If enough mail-in ballots are lost or rejected on a technicality or undercounted, why, it could change the outcome of the election. Really? I don't know what they think their collective IQ of the readers of Axios' news stories is, but it can't be very high. Yeah, the reason why this matters is the Democrats are more likely to use mail-in ballots, and they could be rejected, they could be undercounted, it could really change the outcome of the election. No kidding. So the bottom line is, for some reason, the Democrats have figured that mail-in ballots going to hurt them. When just last week, mail-in ballots were the ticket. Mail-in ballots were the key to victory. Next paragraph, driving the news in Colorado, the former governor John Hickenlooper is running against Senator Cory Gardner told Axios he's encouraging voters to physically take their mail-in ballots to a drop box, do so early, really early. But now the effort's underway to get people to show up in person on Election Day. Why would that be? I don't think this is going to get much attention, and maybe I'm overemphasizing. I don't know. I think it's a big deal because they had so much invested in this mail-in ballot.
Is 9 feet and 2 inches.
Technique. They've been urging their voters to do this for weeks now. And I do think that I'm a factor here a little bit because I've been urging all of you, just vote in person, show up on Election Day, flood the zone, flood your polling place. It's where landslide victories are. Actually voting on Election Day, having your vote counted that day. It can mess up their exit polls. It can accomplish so much.
The distance to the pin is 447.8 yards.
It doesn't leave anything to guess. I really think the old traditional way of voting is what's called for. You go to your polling place, you get the ballot, you take it in the machine, you punch the holes you want, you give it back to whoever, and you're done. Okay, Kayleigh McEnany, White House today. White House Press Secretary Jonathan Karl, ABC News, says, I want you to clarify something. The president said yesterday that if he loses this election, can you assure us that there will be a peaceful transfer of power? Now, the president got the question yesterday from a Playboy reporter, and the president said, I don't know. We got to wait and see what happens. Exactly what he told Chris Wallace in 2016 in the last debate. I don't know what's going to happen. And he talked about all of the ballots that are out there, all the bad ballots, all the incorrect ballots, all the problems with them. He said, I don't know what's going to happen. The main thing Trump knows, he's not going to tell anybody before the election anything that could give them a headline. Trump announces he expects to lose. Trump concedes election. Trump expects this. He's not going to give them that. That's what they want. Here is how she answered the question.
You are referring to the question asked by the Playboy reporter, right?
I'm referring to the president being asked if there would be a peaceful transfer of power, and he did not say yes.
Yeah, I believe.
Will there be a peaceful transfer of power if he loses this?
I believe that question asked by the Playboy power. In fact, I think I have it right here. He was asked when, lose, or draw whether he would accept the transfer of power. I'm not entirely sure if he won why he would accept a transfer of power. That is maybe the deranged wish of that reporter, but that's not how governing works.
Whoa, did you hear the deranged wish of the reporter? So Kayleigh said, let me reread the questions, because there's no question this thing has been, the media worked this up in tandem. Get 2 days out of this. The Playboy guy goes first in the briefing, as Jonathan Karl picks it up today. So she reads the question back. He was asked, quote, win, lose, or draw. And this guy was being rude and snarky when he asked this question of Trump. They're getting worse when Trump does a White House briefing. These reporters are becoming snarkier. They're getting even ruder. Win, lose, or draw. Will you accept the transfer of power? And she points out, win, lose, or draw. Why would he accept a transfer of power if he wins? So Jonathan Karl then said, well, he was asked a simple question. Don't give me technicality stuff. He was asked a simple question. If he loses the election, will this president assure us that there will be a peaceful transfer of power?
The president will accept the results of a free and fair election. But I think that your question is more fitting to be asked of Democrats who have already been on the record saying they won't accept the results of an election. In fact, I have several of them here for you. South Carolina Democrat Jim Clyburn has said that Trump is not going to win fairly. Senator Barbara Boxer has said that the only way Trump will win is to steal it. That's according to Democrat Senator Barbara Barbara Boxer. The Washington Post has noted, they have a headline, Democrats may not trust the results of the election if Trump wins. And then you have that beautiful quote from Hillary Clinton that Joe Biden should not concede under any circumstance. So I think your fitting is more fitting question for Democrats.
That's why they hate Kayleigh McEnany. She throws it right. You need to go ask Democrats, Mr. Carl. They're the ones that have yet to accept the results of 2016. Peaceful transfer of power. The Democrats have tried to make the past 4 years the absolute worst
to the pin
in
is
anybody's life.
478.2 yards. Ready.
So, she's good, and firing right back at Carl this way is, I like it's aggressive. Now, folks, I need to tell you some things here about this, the current lay of the land and how I'm thinking about it. I could be wrong, obviously, but I really am starting to get more and more confident, especially every day when the Biden campaign announces they're putting a lid on campaign operations that day. Every day, at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. So Biden's going into nocturnal vampire mode before noon every day. He does not have the enthusiasm.
Ready.
There isn't any enthusiasm for him. He's got nothing even close to what Trump has in terms of connection with his voters and enthusiasm on the part of those voters. What Biden has is a D next to his name. And he's relying on that and what they hope are huge negatives associated with Trump. But he doesn't have any enthusiasm coming his way, and he doesn't have the enthusiasm himself.
The distance to the pin is 31.7 yards.
The lackadaisical voter, the voter that's paying scant attention to things.
Ready.
I think Trump is going to be able, before the election, to announce another foreign policy achievement. I don't know what it is. And I think if he nominates Amy Coney Barrett for the Supreme Court, great optics there, and they will attack her.
The pin is 19
even
feet.
Though they have vetted her once before. Remember, it was Dianne Feinstein who said, the dogma lives loudly with you, or something. The dogma speaks loudly, meaning her Catholicism. Dianne Feinstein was saying to Amy Coney Barrett, wow, your Catholic religious beliefs, holy smokes. Man, you really believe that stuff. That's what she was saying. They'll go after her again on that. They will attack her.